Hello and welcome to the Hypertrophy Odyssey. It is the third day of the week, aka the Spirit Bomb workout. I'm feeling very good right now, very excited for this workout. But anyways, to the main subject matter for today, the show hole. So the main reason why I wanted to talk about this is not because I'm going to show hole or want to show hole, but the fact that that is the terminology used nowadays when you finish a show, and been going through that for a little bit, especially now that my favorite online autism show, Fish Tank, is over for now, and as well that I've run out of shows to watch. Now there is an option to talk. What is it? There is an option to watch one show that came back, but we'll talk about that in the voiceover. But that's probably not going to happen because they've ruined any show that comes back for the most part. So we'll have a little mini review about a certain show in there as well. So that's the main topic for today. So before we get downstairs, I'll ask this. Are you going through that at any point, or have gone through that, where you're just aimlessly wandering the times of what to watch, Or what show do you remember having that feeling afterwards, where this show was a pivotal part of life and then it just disappeared? Please let me know in the comment section down below. But with that being said, I will see you at Mother Base. All right, so started this day off with dumbbell shoulder press. But anyways, back to the main subject matter for today. The Showhole. I hate saying this term because every time I think of it, I think of the term showhole, like show your hole. And it kind of sucks. But anyway, the main reason why I want to discuss this is because at the same time as finishing, I believe it was It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia, or some show I was watching with my wife. We finished that show and then moved on as well. Fish Tank, in my personal life, that I was watching on my personal time, was also finishing. So I had two different shows that I had to fill the void with. And what did I do? Well, I filled one void with Metalocalypse, so that was nice. But the other one, I did not fill it really with anything except for just random YouTube videos, which I think YouTube, because of how people chase like the algorithm and everything like that, makes it so that there are lulls in YouTube videos, which kind of sucks because then you have to kind of go back and find shit to watch. And I hate that personally, because then you kind of have to, you're stuck watching new channels or like watching different things or old videos again, just so you can watch something and then kind of move on from it, hoping that the people that you used to post or watch post something new and or informative or something that you actually want to watch, because that also happens where people will change their style and stuff and all that other jazz in order to, chase the algorithm or whatever, and then you're kind of stuck not watching anything. Or in the case of something like Fish Tank, where they will not actually have anything new out at all for, I don't know, like half a year, and then all of a sudden they come back full force in a new season, which sucks, because then if you're not on top of it, it just comes out of nowhere, really. Anyways, another thing that happened during this as well, is I actually ended up watching the new season of King of the Hill because I had wanted to watch it. The new season of King of the Hill happened to be decent, which was actually surprising, but that's also because Mike Judd isn't necessarily that stupid and doesn't make everything about a message. And I think that that's what made that show actually good. And there's another season that's out that I need to get. But I think that now watching shows like that come back, it's kind of like oh boy, I hope they didn't fuck it up, because a lot of the times they do fuck it up. They mess it up terribly. Something like this, like in the Malcolm in the Middle new episodes. I'm not watching that. I have no interest in that. That seems like such a bad idea to bring that show back nowadays, because they can't do the original core concepts of it. And there are certain shows that should technically just stop being made, like something like The Simpsons. As much as I love The Simpsons and will be sad when it stops, I think that if you hear Marge's voice, I think it is okay to say, all right, maybe we should figure out the ending before she either loses her voice completely or just passes away, because both are on the table with how old they are now, so it's something that should be brought up to light, and I think that that's the main issue, or at least that's one of the things that sucks about modern TV now, or just watching shit now, is that you kind of have to pick your slop and figure out what it is, hoping to God that whatever you pick is decent, and then just either doing that or going into the past like I've been doing and just going into shows that I know I've either started and never finished, or shows that I know are decent. That's it. Only modern show that I've watched that's pretty good so far has been Smiling Friends, which I would highly recommend to everybody on here. And I think that that's such a very niche
minor show to get massively popular, but then that's it. There's only 3 seasons of it, and it's done. And it sucks because then they're not going to make any more of that type of stuff. But it's very rare to find something that is modern that's like that, especially in terms of show that isn't just junk, complete and utter brain rot, something like Love Island or something like that. It is nice to occasionally get the good thing that's modern, but every once in a while is very, very few and far between, as it once was, where you would get banger after banger show, really. And I'm not going to be one of these people that are going to sit there and watch something like Succession or something like that, because although I know it probably might be decent, I have no interest in sitting there in family dramas or like these drama shows that might be good, but I feel like now I'd rather just go back and watch classic shows and or rewatch shows that I know have been good and rewatch them to see if they hold up as good. Something I've never watched is The Sopranos, but I've always wanted to watch it, and it seems as though it holds up well. Something that I've watched which was great, which was Breaking Bad, which I probably will hold up regardless because it's still one of the best shows of all time. But it is an interesting thing because I will never forget, after Breaking Bad, because I watched it with my brother, there was a little bit of a void of like, oh, what do we watch now? You know, this is the show. Like, this was the show. You know, what is there to watch next? Something like that happens. And it's interesting when things like that happen, when it's a phenomena with the show, something like Game of Thrones. But thankfully, that show just decided to be one giant piece of shit. And we will talk about failed endings and failed media like that, and particularly something like that in Star Wars, because they're going to get a whole other episode on their own, these two in particular. But that's for a different story, for a different day.
And we're back. Welcome to the workout debriefing. Exercises not filmed, none. Exercises skipped, also none. Got everything in, thankfully. But anyways, back to the main subject matter for today. The Showhole, or the lack of having shows after a big show that you watch ended. So the main reason why I want to discuss this is because, like I said, this is happening in 2 worlds of mine, really. And it kind of sucks, obviously, because now there's a little bit of a lull in that. But this is probably the time to take advantage of actually doing shit. You know, while Fish Tank is on, it's great, but it also sucks because content can happen at any moment. So I have to be like on top of it. So I'll always have it on like a side thing open or just like watching it, you know. So it makes it so consuming other content or making my own content gets thrown into the back burner, which is kind of an annoying thing. But also as well, trying to find something else to find that you would want to watch, regardless of whether it's like the only thing you're doing or something on the side, kind of also sucks, especially when most of the stuff nowadays suck and are terrible and are basically a waste of time for the most part, which will probably be its own entire episode. I don't know if it'll be the next one, but it might be, just because this entire thing just pisses me off. So of course that's always a good thing to talk about, you know, things that are frustrating. But generally speaking, the Showhole is just something that happens. I do not like it. I think most people dislike it, but thankfully, because of the things like piracy, you know, it doesn't have to last very long. You just have to find exactly what the episode or whatever the show you actually want to watch, and then there you go. Most likely, probably something made before the year 2005, realistically. Most likely. But it is what it is. But with that being said, tell me what you think in the comment section down below. I'd love to know your thoughts and opinions about this one. I will be back on tomorrow with a new video. Thank you very much for watching. I really do appreciate it. I will see you in the next one. Keep it heavy. Stay safe out there. Stay warm. And I'll see you in the next one. Peace.